You walk into your kitchen, pour yourself a cup of tea, glance at the shelves with neatly labeled jars, cinnamon, pepper, nutmeg. Everything looks familiar. Everything seems harmless. You've cooked with these spices for decades, passed down recipes to your kids, added a pinch for flavor, and you never once considered that they could be quietly preparing you for disability. But that's exactly the danger. The most devastating threats aren't the ones you see. It's the ones you don't even notice. Sure, you don't drink, you don't smoke, you try to eat normally, and you think you're doing fine, but aging doesn't care about your good intentions. It creeps in slowly, mercilessly, day after day, draining your strength. And if you don't give your body what it truly needs, it breaks. Calcium. That's what keeps you standing. Your skeleton, your teeth, your ability to get out of bed without help. And that's exactly what you're losing every time you mindlessly add certain spices to your food. This isn't a theory. This isn't a maybe. These are confirmed clinical findings. Certain spices block calcium absorption, disrupt balance, and prevent vitamin D from doing its job. All of this happens silently. No pain, no symptoms, no warning. In the U.S., statistically, every 11 seconds a senior is hospitalized due to a fall. And you know what's truly terrifying? It's rarely because of a dramatic accident. It's usually just a stumble, just a lost step, just standing up from a chair. Then, hip fracture, cast, hospital room, nurse, humiliation, helplessness. You might think, well, I'm strong, that won't happen to me. But that's exactly what a 74-year-old woman from Ohio thought. She led an active lifestyle and believed cinnamon and apples made the perfect breakfast. 4 years later, osteoporosis, 3 spinal compression fractures, and constant painkillers. No accident, no trauma, just her body finally saying, enough. This is where we need to be honest with ourselves. Old age isn't an age, it's a diagnosis. You either delay it or accelerate it. Every spice, every food, every habit, either a brick in your fortress or a crack in your bones. But here's the good news. This video isn't fear-mongering for the sake of fear. This is your warning, your moment to think. Because we're going to break down each of these spices, for real. No myths, no excuses. And maybe, just maybe, this knowledge will be the reason you're walking with your grandkids 5 years from now instead of watching them through a nursing home window. It's on every table, in every salt shaker. It's part of almost every Tuesday, every soup, every omelet, every family recipe passed down through generations. Black pepper. Familiar, comforting, and deceptive. You've probably heard pepper is healthy. It helps digestion. It boosts metabolism. But you haven't heard the most important part. For seniors, it's not a seasoning. It's daily damage. Because piperine, the active compound in black pepper, reduces calcium absorption in the gut. And without calcium, your bones are just an empty shell. It happens slowly. You don't feel pain. You don't notice weakness. Until one day you trip. And suddenly, your world becomes a hospital room. You're lying there. You can't move. Every breath is careful. You're afraid to turn your body. And all you see, day after day, is the ceiling and a nurse, week after week. And then, it becomes permanent. Because after 60, a hip fracture isn't just an injury. It's a biological point of no return. There's a story that doctors still talk about. A 67-year-old woman lived alone in Texas, healthy, energetic, independent, every day, home-cooked meals, always with black pepper. It adds flavor, she said. One day she tripped on her front porch, fell, fractured her hip, stage 4 osteoporosis. Her bones were practically see-through on the X-ray. The doctors said it was impossible. Those levels are usually only seen in patients over 90, but reality doesn't lie. The worst part wasn't the injury. It was how everything changed. Her children visited less. She needed daily help. And one day she whispered, "I've become a burden, and I'm scared this is forever." This isn't a rare case. It's a pattern. People think, Pepper is natural, so it must be safe. But for an aging body, there is no safe if something interferes with essential nutrient absorption. Piperine not only blocks calcium, it interferes with vitamin B6, iron, selenium. The result? Anemia, fatigue, brittle bones. Your body gets the food but can't extract what it needs. It's like fueling a car with no battery. Everything's there, but nothing works. So what should you do? Don't eliminate pepper completely, but its use must be strictly limited. Don't add it to taste in meals, especially if you're already taking calcium or multivitamins. Piperine will block their absorption. Use alternatives: dried herbs, turmeric, thyme, basil. If you can't go without spice, switch to white pepper. It contains less piperine. It's a small thing, but these small things build your independence, your ability to live unassisted, your chance to keep your children's respect and preserve your own dignity. Don't let a spice that smells like comfort become the reason for your tears in a hospital bed. Black pepper isn't the enemy, but it must know its place. And that place is not every day, not every meal, and definitely not on the plate of someone who wants to stay free. You take a spoonful of apple cider vinegar and confidently drizzle it over your salad. Why? Because you've heard it cleanses the body, boosts metabolism, helps with weight loss, or cinnamon in your oatmeal. Good for blood sugar, improves memory, a powerful antioxidant. You've heard these phrases dozens of times, in newspapers, online, from friends. But let's be honest, no one ever told you what it really costs you. Let's start with vinegar. Its acidity isn't just a tangy taste in your mouth. It's a direct burden on your body's acid-alkaline balance. And when acidity builds up in your system, the body fights back. How? By pulling calcium from your bones to neutralize the acid. You won't feel it right away. No pain in your arm, no fever. But week after week, month after month, your skeleton becomes slightly less dense. Until one day, you slip, you fall, and hear a crack. The doctor looks at the scan and raises his eyes silently. Did you know you have severe osteoporosis? And you didn't. You thought you were doing everything right. That salad with vinegar was part of your healthy lifestyle. Now let's talk about cinnamon. What most people put in their oatmeal isn't the queen of spices. It's cassia, the cheap, common version of cinnamon. It's what you'll find in most stores. And it contains coumarin, a toxic compound that harms your liver. And your liver? It's not just a filter. It plays a critical role in synthesizing vitamin D, which is essential for calcium absorption. That means you can take supplements, eat cottage cheese, make the effort. But if your liver isn't functioning properly, all that calcium goes straight down the drain. Think back to the man we mentioned earlier. He was 72. Active, strong, responsible. Every day he ate oatmeal with apples and cinnamon. He believed he was doing everything right. 3 years later, he couldn't lift a regular grocery bag. His hands shook, his back ached constantly, and the doctors told him he could no longer carry his own grandson. It wasn't a stroke, not cancer, not a catastrophe. It was culinary ignorance. He was weakening his bones, day after day, one spoonful at a time. So ask yourself, is that what you want? If not, then it's time to act. What to do? Vinegar. Completely eliminate it from your regular diet. Want some acidity? Use lemon juice, a bit of yogurt, or naturally fermented foods instead. These are safer and won't harm your bones. Cinnamon. Only use Ceylon cinnamon. It costs more, and for good reason. Use it no more than once a week, and in tiny amounts. Half a teaspoon, max. And most importantly, Don't believe the myth that natural always means safe. Natural does not equal healthy, especially for a body that's 60, 70, or 80 years old, a body that no longer heals the way it used to. You can take control of what's silently breaking you down, but only if you stop trusting myths and start listening to facts. Harsh ones, serious ones, but the kind that can save you, because every minute of delay is one step closer to a fracture that may never heal, and to a loneliness that no spice can protect you from. Nutmeg, just the name sounds cozy, like holiday baking, warm desserts, the comfort of home. But let's put the illusions aside for a moment. For someone over 60, nutmeg isn't just a spice. It's a pharmacologically active substance, and a dangerous one. You won't hear this on cooking shows. No one will tell you in the supermarket. But a single teaspoon of nutmeg can cause serious neurological issues in older adults: dizziness, confusion, low blood pressure, hallucinations, and in severe cases, seizures and loss of consciousness. All from just a few grams of flavor. And even if you avoid an acute reaction, there's a quieter, more dangerous side: its chronic effect on your metabolism. Nutmeg slows down metabolic processes and reduces your body's ability to repair tissues, including bone. In other words, it prevents your body from healing itself. And for an older person, every day is already a battle to recover. Many people add nutmeg to pies, baked goods, coffee, even oatmeal, never realizing it's a slow-motion landmine under their spine. It doesn't explode right away, but when it does, everything collapses within hours. And now, salt. The one ingredient older generations cling to as the last pleasure in life. At least let the food taste good. I don't have much time left anyway. I can't eat without salt. We hear this every day. But salt isn't about flavor. It's about survival. When you consume excess salt, your body tries to eliminate it through your kidneys. But calcium goes with it, slowly, silently, without pain, but not without consequences. Your bones become porous. They might look fine on scans, until they crack, not from a fall, but from a simple movement. A true story. An 80-year-old woman in Kazan. Lived alone, loved salty pickles, fish, marinades, refused to give up salt. Can't I enjoy what little time I have left? Everything changed in one night. She woke up in pain, unable to turn over. Pain in her lower back, legs, chest. It turned out, multiple micro-fractures in her spine. No fall, no trauma. Her body just couldn't handle the strain anymore. Everything collapsed, she said. Here's what you need to understand. Salt accelerates calcium loss, and without calcium, you lose yourself. The limit? 3 grams a day. That's less than half a teaspoon. And it's not just the salt in processed food. It's what you add by hand. That's the line, beyond which destruction begins. What to do? Remove salt shakers from the table. Taste food before you add salt. Use spices, herbs, lemon, anything to create flavor without salt. And most importantly, don't say, "It doesn't matter anymore." That's not true. As long as you're alive, it still matters. Aging isn't a tragedy, but it becomes one when you stop learning. Each of these spices isn't a killer. But in the hands of someone unaware of what they're putting into their body every day, they become a weapon. Silent, gradual, but devastating. And if you've read this far, you still have a chance. A chance not to become the person who can't get out of bed on their own. A chance not to become a burden to your children. A chance not to end up in a nursing home chair, staring into nothing. This isn't fear. This is a wake-up call. You can change everything. Today, not tomorrow. Today. Swap, limit, re-examine your habits. Because you still matter to yourself and to those who love you. But don't make them love you through the glass of a hospital room, through a ventilator tube, through the weight of guilt. Make the choice for yourself while you still can.